Hey Woodhounds, welcome back to the Back 40 Firewood channel. If you're a new subscriber and you recently found the channel, welcome. I'm glad you're here and hope you enjoy the time in the Back 40 with all us other Woodhounds. So today, in the last video you saw, I built my pallet tote, firewood pallet tote. So I got one all ready to go here. We're gonna bring it over here, put it in front of the wolf ridge, and we're gonna see just how much wood we can get in this. And if once it's full, if the coyote can pick it up. It's a, if you can hear this, it's a beautiful day for cutting and splitting wood and drying wood because it's windy, it's 60 degrees, it's perfect. I've got the day off work, so I'm gonna get some split done. Oh yeah. So yeah, we're gonna start working on this big pile of a mix of maple, elm, cottonwood, pine. We got all kinds of stuff we're gonna be throwing in this tote. And I don't think I'm gonna be necessarily that concerned with filling it like all the way up, you know, in the front here. Like I think I'll be able to just angle it back, and that'll be fine. But anyway, so the one thing I forgot to mention in my previous video, the reason that I extended these out a little bit and had them overhanging on the sides was just to try to maximize as much room inside there as I could. In future design, I might bring that back in. I mean, I'd lose probably 4 inches total. I might bring that back in, we'll see. And the other thing is, I know some people had commented on which way I was gonna use the forks to pick these up. But the nice thing is that I can also drive in from the side here and drop the bucket or drop the tote down. So I think either way I'll be able to still pick these up either from the side or the back and move them around. So with that, I'm gonna get things set up here. We're gonna move this tote into place right at the end of the table and we're gonna see how it works. All right, you can see it fits pretty nice right into the end of the table. So now the idea is the wood will just fall off in there, or I can just push it off and fill it up. the tote is full, and that held a lot more wood than I thought it would. I was running the splitter for a good amount of time filling this thing up, and you can see here, I mean, it's not all the way full to the front, but I think that's pretty good. I mean, that's a good amount compared to what I was putting onto the carryall and then hauling over and stacking. Like, that's at least 2 loads. So that's a lot of stacking that's being saved. So now the big question is, can the Coyote lift this thing up and move it around? So I had some wood over here that I bucked up the other day. So I did throw that on the back here for a little ballast, a little counterweight, because I think this thing is going to end up weighing quite a bit. I looked around and I didn't have anything. Everything ended up in the basket. I did have one little piece right there. He slipped through the crack right here. But otherwise, everything held in there pretty good. So, not too bad. I'm happy with that. So there it is. That is the temporary resting place for this. And that's the beautiful thing about this, is that now I can actually just set that there because it's kind of out of the way. Eventually, I do want to put it right over there, but I got to get that stack cleared out first. So for the time being, it's going to sit right there. So yeah, the Coyote didn't struggle too much lifting that up, so should be good to go on filling it up. I don't know if I'll be able to fill it up with like green oak, and that might get a little heavier, but I also didn't remember that the front of it was underneath the log table here, so I kind of lifted the splitter up a little bit when I first tried pulling it out. But I think that's going to work out great, because one thing I noticed when I was splitting is I don't have to be so worried about separating out the smaller stuff and the bark and the odds and ends pieces that I don't want on the, like usually what I would do is I would pull those pieces out because I didn't want them on the stack, because it would, you know, they wouldn't stack nice or whatever. But here I can leave them just go right into that tote, and then next year when I take those up to fill up the roadside stand, if there's odds and ends pieces that I'm pulling out, I can just toss them right back into the tote and just leave them in there. So that's another huge advantage that I noticed just filling this up, you know, today now, is that I don't have to be so concerned about separating out my odds and ends pieces that normally wouldn't stack. I can just let those fall right in, toss them in, and they're in the tote now, and they'll sit there and wait for next year, and then I can separate them out. I called my brother-in-law and I sent him a picture of that one that I made. I'm like, hey, let me know when you have more pallets in stock. And then he informed me of some bad news, that the place that he was hauling that stuff for, they're no longer going to be doing that. They have found another place that's going to take those 55-gallon drum barrels that used to sit on those pallets. So he doesn't think he'll have any more loads of pallets. So what I have is all I will have. And so the search for some cheap IBC totes may end up happening after all. But I'm gonna still make, I've got enough to make like maybe 4 or 5 more of these. So I'll get some of those made, and then I'll look around and see if I can find some IBC totes. And I think this is gonna be the way to go. It definitely is nice to just be able to pick that thing up, go set it down, and you know, I don't have to stack the wood. I mean, I do enjoy stacking wood, so I might miss that a little bit, and I might still do it here and there, but yeah, and for the most part, that is slick, man. Now I can set that there till I clear that space out, move it over there, good to go. So thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. We'll see you next time. Stay safe, have fun, and be cool.